This year, we are going analog. We are having hobbies, we're having interests, we are investing time into ourselves, and we're getting off of our phone and we're not doom scrolling anymore. A lot of you may have come from my videos of 40 hobbies to boost your dopamine, and this is gonna be a similar vibe, even more ideas, even more activities, just finding things that you can do instead of sitting on your phone for like 30 minutes out of boredom. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to subscribe and let me know what you wanna see in the comments. Let's run down this list because I have an iPad full of ideas for you. Number one is to work on your flexibility. This is a hobby. This is a great activity to do. It's something that takes a lot of time to master and to perfect, and there's always room for improvement. I grew up dancing, so it's not hard for me to be flexible and to work on getting like my splits a little bit cleaner. But for a lot of people who were not growing up doing sports, flexibility is very challenging, and it's so freeing to be able to get something like a straddle, a split, or just to be able to touch your toes. Not only is it incredibly healthy for your body, but it creates a physical goal that you can meet, and that's just going to be so satisfying for you and your brain. And it's something you can flex, like it's a party trick, you know what I mean? Number two, make a Spotify playlist for a loved one. I think this is such a cute way of showing your love and appreciation for somebody. And my favorite part about making Spotify playlists is that you can add like your own cover art. So maybe it's just a picture of you and this other person, or you can make like a mini collage. And you know, the playlist can be of music that you guys share together, like memories that you hold with this music. Or it could also be a playlist of songs that they may have not ever heard, and you want to share some of your music taste with them. Like, there's so many different ways that you can curate this, and I think it's a very sweet gesture, and it does release some creative juices in a way. Number three is to make music. And no, you do not need an instrument. I own a guitar. I've always had guitars in my house growing up, but if I didn't have it, I would just be on the GarageBand app and make a bunch of stuff. And you know what, guys? I'm gonna show you something that I made last night. If you have an Apple device, if you have an iPad, a Mac, you can get GarageBand. It's free. It comes with the freaking iPad, okay? What I think is most interesting is like the synth option on GarageBand. It makes me feel like a DJ, so I'm gonna show you. I made a mini song yesterday. I'm gonna play it for you guys. I'm not a musician, okay? But like, check this out. I really hope I don't get copyrighted, but I don't think I will. Yeah, so that's what I made. Hey, guess what? I had fun and I felt like a freaking DJ sitting on my couch, like honestly, it's what I feel like making Aperture by Harry Styles was like. When I was putting those drums, I was like, okay. Obviously, if you're a musician or if you're a DJ, this is gonna be a different story for you. It may come easier to you. That's not quite me, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't have to be good. It just has to be fun. And I swear to God, that is my catchphrase every time I make a video like this. We just need to enjoy what we're doing. We don't have to like necessarily be super proud of it or make something so perfect. Number four is to go out into the neighborhood and pick some flowers. Obviously, I don't feel like we're gonna be finding really big, beautiful flower bouquets around our neighborhood, but just picking up tiny ones, even if they don't match in color, make like a little bundle of them. You can like press the flowers. I've seen people do that where they like press it with books so they become these dried flowers. But I promise you will come up with some sort of really nice arrangement, even if it's not typical, even if it's not perfect. Number five, learn how to draw. I'm not good at drawing. No, I'm not. But I think it is a very fun task to do. I'm telling you guys, YouTube is everything. YouTube has so much free knowledge for you. But you know, maybe you want to get into like hyper realistic drawing, anime style drawing. There's just so many different styles of art that you can learn, and all it takes is a YouTube video, practicing with time, and then eventually you're gonna come out with something that you might really like. Number six is to make a memory collage. This could be old pictures that you want to put onto a canvas or a frame, old receipts, concert tickets, anything like that that's just kind of like sitting around and you don't really know what to do with it, but you don't want to let it go because it's a nice memory. Just put it all into a little collage. It could be in a picture frame. You could use stickers and glue to make a canvas out of it. You can use old magazines, or you could also go to the library and use the printer there and print out quotes that you like, pictures from your phone. Don't sleep on the library, you guys. We're gonna talk about the library a lot in this video because this is all about free stuff. Number seven is to have a picnic during your lunch break. Obviously, this depends on what you do for work, blah, 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 but there is gonna be some point during your week where you will have time to have a picnic. I promise. You're gonna have to eat anyway. We eat every single day. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy food for this. I'm saying make your lunch, take a blanket, and sit outside in the grass. You can sit in your front yard, your backyard, find a park near you. You know what I've been doing? I've been taking my camping chair and I literally sit on the sidewalk of my neighborhood. Do I look weird? Yeah, a little bit, but I'm having a lot of fun listening to the birds, being in the sunshine. Number 8 is to take a free class through the library. There are a lot of different programs that you can do through the library. I remember when I was in college, I took like an editing class through the library, and it wasn't something that was like in person. I was just able to access the lessons online and go at my own pace. But that's how I learned to use my editing software for my YouTube videos. And obviously, I don't really miss school. I enjoy being out of school and doing my own thing, but that feeling of learning something new is very exciting and it's so good for you, and it can really sharpen your skills in whatever it is you want to do in life. Number 9 is to write a letter for your friend. If you guys live near each other, you can drop it off in their mailbox. You can send them a digital card if you're long distance. Make like a super aesthetic letter, just like updating them about your life, saying hi, acting like your pen pals. And you can like gift them little stickers or just like random stuff that you have. Or on the other hand, you can just write a letter to a person and not send it at all. Just like get all your thoughts out of what you want to tell this person and never send it, because that's very therapeutic. Number 10 is to learn a new language. You guys know I am learning Portuguese on Duolingo, but you can also find books in the library to learn a language, find YouTube videos, do stuff where you're like reading, writing, listen to the music of that language, just like find more immersive ways to learn. And if you want to reward yourself with like scrolling on Portuguese TikTok, that's like a way of learning and it could be a reward. Number 11, do a closet clean out. Everybody needs to do this. I need to do this, and I did this recently, but I feel like clothes just keep showing up and things just get messy and disorganized in my closet. So it's always good to have a clean out. Don't make it feel like a chore though. Whenever I do this, I like blast my music on my speaker. I try on clothes if I want to. Like I just make it feel like I'm in an early 2000s movie and it's like I'm having a big makeover dress up party. On the topic of clothes, number 12 is to make a DIY outfit. Upcycle your clothes. You can turn your jeans into shorts by cutting them. Something I do a lot is I take big graphic t-shirts and I just cut the shoulder so it's like off shoulder and loose. I think it is so cute, so chic, and so easy. But if there's like a shirt that you were thinking of throwing away, maybe you can cut it up and like add stuff to it to make it more suitable to your style. Number 13 is to learn how to do a handstand. Guys, I know this is so random. I know, I'm aware. I can't do a handstand. I want to learn. I'm a little scared, but I feel like if you're somebody that's very active, if you have a sports background, this can be something that you can learn to do. I feel like I should be able to learn how to do it, but it's just not really in the cards for me. It is very impressive. I have tried to learn before and it's not as easy as it may seem. Again, look up a YouTube video, practice it every day. That's another great party trick. Number 14, become a Pilates princess. This is currently a journey that I'm on. And no, I don't go to Pilates classes in person. I do have a gym membership that offers Pilates classes, but I've never taken one, but that's something I can take advantage of. I do all my Pilates at home watching a YouTube video, and sometimes I just make up the sequences myself because of how often I've done it. I kind of memorized different exercises that I can do, but you can create a schedule for yourself throughout the week of like when you're doing Pilates, if you're gonna hit arms, legs, abs, and dress up cute for the occasion. Number 15 is to write a letter to your future self. This could be only a year in advance. It could be 2 years, 5 years. I told you guys recently, but I did write a letter for myself to open when I turned 25. I'm about to be 25, and I found this letter that I wrote when I was 15 a few months ago, and it was so cool to read it, and I completely forgot that I made it. I think this year for my birthday, I will write one for myself to open like when I'm 30. Which is just so weird, and I'm getting so freaked out thinking about it. But yeah, just tell yourself like what's going on in your life right now, because a lot of the daily stuff that we're used to, we forget about it when we get a little bit older, and it can be something very nostalgic for us. So just tell yourself like the music you're listening to right now, the movies you're interested in, what you hope your future self is doing. It is so rewarding to read back on it. Number 16 is to make a simmer pot using ingredients that you already have. This is just a fun way to make your house or apartment smell nice. You can do like cinnamon sticks, orange slices, lemon slices, whatever you have in your fridge. You don't have to go out and buy stuff. And if you can't decide, just like look it up on Google. Can I make a simmer pot with this ingredient? Blah, blah, blah. Number 17 is to write poetry. Even if you're not good at it, try your best. See what comes out. It doesn't have to be good. Just get something out there. You can find a prompt like on Pinterest or something. You can write a poem about something that happened to you or about a song you like. The poem could be like the perspective of the main character of your favorite movie and like them going through that storyline. Number 18 is to walk to a new neighborhood. I live in LA, so I feel like there's always just something to see when you go outside. Maybe back home in my suburban neighborhood, there wasn't much to see. But I don't think that's necessarily true, and I used to not be a walker until I moved to a bigger city. But I feel like there is always something to see, even if it's like concrete jungle, whatever. Go out and walk like 20 minutes in whatever direction and see what you find. Obviously, stay safe, know where you're going, but just go out and explore a little bit. Number 19 is to go window shopping. I love doing this. I love trying on clothes and never buying them, and I don't feel bad. I feel like when I was a little bit younger, I was like, no, I'm so shy, I don't want to do that. But I actually went thrifting the other day, and I made an entire vlog called my Thrift With Me vlog, and I tried on clothes at like 3 different stores, and I didn't buy a single thing, which I'm proud of myself for doing. But just because you want a free activity doesn't mean you can't indulge a little bit and like pretend like you're shopping. I do this all the time. Is it sad? I don't know, maybe. But hey, if you subscribe, maybe I can buy something next time. Okay, anyway. Number 20 is to make a comic book. This is something I don't have experience with. Like I told you guys, I'm not the best drawer. But again, it doesn't mean I can't just like make stick figures and create a story. I think the biggest thing about this is to make some sort of interesting short story. It can be about superheroes, it could be a rom-com, it could be scary, and create characters. Maybe you have the lead character who has curly hair, you have their love interest who has like straight long hair, but just come up with characteristics for them so that you can draw it out yourself. It doesn't have to be super detailed and super crazy, but it's definitely something fun and interesting you can do with your time. Number 21 is to reorganize your room. Move your bed in a different direction, move your vanity, I don't know, figure something out. I used to do this a lot when I was younger. Now that I live in an apartment and it's just like not super big, I'm not really interested in doing this because I'm like, this is way too much work. But if you have the means, if you have the energy, then go for it. I used to love moving my bed around into different spots back home, and it would make it feel like I'm entering a new era. Like something's different, the energy has shifted a bit. And even if you don't want to move like big pieces of furniture, swap out your decor. If you're doing like seasonal decor, which I love to do, change out the colors of your bedding. If it's springtime, you know, put some flowers. If it's Halloween, put some more orange stuff that you have around the house. Just little things like that can kind of freshen up the space a little bit and make it feel brand new in some kind of way. In the same vein, number 22 is to make a cozy corner. I like to think of this sort of like a fort. You know when you used to build forts when you were little? Like that's the energy. Find a corner in your room. If it's next to a window, even better. I think that's so cozy. Put a bunch of pillows on the floor. Put sheets, blankets, little things to make it cozy and comfortable. And then that could be somewhere you go to read a book, to watch a movie. It's kind of like an oasis, like a little safe haven. Number 23 is to do karaoke from home. A lot of us probably already do this. When we're home alone, we turn on the YouTube video that's like karaoke version of our favorite song and we sing. It's so much fun. And like, I know going out to a karaoke bar is a really fun thing to do with your friends, but that involves buying drinks. Drinks are expensive. If you just want to like sing from home, do it. Invite your friends over and maybe everybody can like bring snacks, bring drinks, and everybody takes turns doing karaoke. This is like my top 5 favorite activities to do. Number 24 is to make a quote book. This could be like motivational quotes that you've heard throughout your life, but this could also be just funny quotes that like your friends have said. I have a few different quote books. I have one of like funny things that my husband has said, one of things that my friends have said, and this could just be on your notes app, but it could also be an actual notebook and like write down the quote that really resonates with you, write down the date and time, and you can kind of reflect back for years to come. Number 25 is to create a workout circuit for yourself. If you have stairs, you can run up and down your stairs. If you have a chair, you can do step-ups. With your yoga mat, you can do like an ab circuit. Like just invent something, and so it makes your workout even more exciting, and you don't necessarily have to go to the gym. There's so much creative freedom with this, so just do whatever excites you. Number 26 is to plan out your week. Get a cute notebook. You can do it on Notion, you can do it Google Calendar. Color code it, make it cute. Know when are you going to work/school, when do you have chores to do, all of that stuff. And then also you can section out times for you to partake in the hobbies that you've been wanting to do. If there's anything on this list that you want to do but you feel like maybe you don't have time, plan out your entire week and see when can I fit it in. Because sometimes if we just look at things from kind of a bird's eye view and just more objectively, we can see where we can fit in these little moments. And you're gonna thank yourself later for saving time for yourself to do something fun instead of like realizing you're done with all the work for the day and then being like, well, don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna go on TikTok. What the heck? No. Choose something fun for yourself. Number 27 is to volunteer at an animal shelter. This is something that I think I'm gonna do. I'm like in the process of orientation and all that stuff. Obviously, it's a time commitment and it can be hard to balance with school or work, but if you love animals, this is something so rewarding, and obviously it might be difficult, but you're gonna learn a lot and you get to be around cute animals and puppies and all of that stuff. So I just think it's something really fun and like hands-on that will really fulfill something for yourself. Number 28 is to join a run club. These are always free. If you live in a big city, you'll find more opportunities for this, but if you don't have a run club, start one. OMG, I said it, start one. Even if it's just you. Start your own run club. Invite one friend, invite a family member. Maybe it can be a big thing, but it's like meeting with a run club once a week, getting a good workout in, getting to meet other people. Maybe you make a new friend. I think it's a great way to build community and also like stay on top of your health. Number 29 is to make content instead of consuming it. Some of you may think this goes against the anti-scrolling thing, but I think actually creating something is so different than consuming it. It is so much more fulfilling, and I feel like sometimes when we're scrolling, we get so many ideas coming at us at once that we can't really take it all in and appreciate it. But if you're making something and you see the work that goes behind it, not only will it be fulfilling for you as a person to be creating something, but you're also gonna recognize the work in other people's content. Number 30, rewatch a nostalgic show or movie. I recently was watching H2O and it literally brought me to tears how nostalgic it was. It brings up so many emotions and it's just so fun to watch it as an adult. And obviously so many things are cringy, but it's just so entertaining. And you do recognize things in a show or a movie that you didn't notice before, which is absolutely so satisfying. Number 31 is to collect free birthday rewards. My birthday is coming up, so I'm gonna be collecting rewards from Sephora, Ulta, Baskin Robbins. I'm gonna be getting a bunch of free stuff. And some may say you can do this by just making up your birthday and collecting free things when you want it. Who said that? I don't know. I'm not necessarily promoting it, but I'm just saying, if you have 3 different emails, might as well put them to use, you know what I mean? Number 32, have a solo photo shoot. You can take pictures on your phone, on a camera, a digicam, just do something aesthetic and fun. Be the creative director, be the model, the photographer, do all of it. It may not come out great, it may take some practice, but literally like do everything you would do to assemble a photo shoot. Know what kind of lighting you want, what kind of colors do you want, how do you want to edit the picture. Go beyond the Instagram picture, do something super aesthetic, maybe a little bit out there. I think it's such a fun way to try something new. Number 33, fill out your letterbox app. Obviously, I'm an actor and I work in film, so I'm always filling out my letterbox, but even if you're not, doesn't matter. Go on Letterbox, look at the movies that you've already watched and rate them on a scale of 5 stars. It's also fun because you can see other people's reviews and sometimes it's a little bit rage baity, but it's a lot of fun. And then you can also add movies that you want to watch on a separate list. Last but not least, number 34 is to do a free trial on ClassPass. I've told you guys about this before. I just love it so much. I've done this multiple times. Yeah, I've had a lot of free trials, but if you can finesse it, it's just a great way to get a workout in, try something new. It'll make you feel super aesthetic. I love going to like a reformer Pilates class and acting like I did pay $40 to be here, but I didn't. Take the opportunity to take some pictures, take some content, and just enjoy a new workout and being in that new environment. Okay, you guys, I've been talking for a long time. I hope this inspired you to get off your phone and to find a new hobby to do. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and follow me on TikTok, Instagram, all of that stuff. And if there's something new that you want to see, let me know in the comments. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next week.